Ever get stuck holding onto a trade because you are too attached to the outcome? Maybe it's time to let go. In today's episode, Greg Singleton and I are experimenting with this whole detachment thing in trading. We are going to explore why letting go, even when you've got a plan, can actually be the key to your success. No script, no expectations. Let's just see where this conversation takes us. You are listening to the Confidence in Trading podcast. I am your host, Agnieszka Wood, a trading mindset coach and a seasoned day trader with over a decade of experience. If you are new to my show, don't forget to subscribe so you can come back for the next episode. In this podcast, we explore the fascinating world of psychology and the human element of trading. We take a deep dive into different perspectives to inspire you and help you navigate the emotional ups and downs of trading with self-compassion and confidence. Whether you're just starting out or you're a seasoned pro, this podcast is your trusted companion providing support on your trading journey. Get ready to boost your confidence and unlock the secrets to mastering your mindset for success. Welcome to episode number 52, The Power of Detachment in Trading. So, hi, Greg, again. We are here today. Welcome. I'm really happy to have you here.
Thank you a million percent. This is a topic that I've always looked forward to talking about, whether that's in trading or in life, because no matter how much that we try to hope that things are going to be a certain way, letting go of a lot of what we choose to do sometimes is the easiest and most productive path into figuring out how we move forward. So super, super excited to see where this goes.
So, letting go, I have to say, in my life, letting go has been playing an incredible role. And for some reason, I have always told myself I am very bad in letting go until someone pointed out to me and said, you're bad in letting go? You don't do anything else than letting go. I mean, you change countries, you constantly change the way you work, changing jobs, and like you are an example of letting go. And that made me realize that maybe they're right, that I am actually addicted to letting go of things. And I started putting more attention on that. What is it that I actually do, how I do the letting go? Because it's not always easy, right? For many people.
It is definitely not easy for many people. A lot of people will get attached to either certain outcomes or expectations or even sentimental things that may mean something to you that might be very little. And that object might help you, stay attached to a certain thing when you see it, rather than just being able to say, I don't need a time or space in order for me to be attached to something. I can just let it go. And whenever I choose to tap into it, I can do that. And that's also a case in point for how you even choose to live your life, which you are a prime example of it, which I know myself at least, and I'm hoping a lot of the listeners admire it as well, is your ability to be able to pivot when you need to, and letting go of what was in order to search for what could be is a huge, huge part of how to become successful in your life. Not only in just trading in the way that we see markets and positives and negative trades and long-term trends and short-term trends, just overall arching theme of truly letting go and letting it be whatever it comes to be is one of the freeing things that we can possibly do. And you do it better than most, my friend, better than most.
Well, I think the biggest part of the fear of like, or the reason why we don't want to let go is because of the uncertainty. The uncertainty, in a sense, is also something that we do like. Like, for example, if you go on vacation to a destination you've never been to,
Mm-hmm.
that's the part that excites you the most. Like, how is it going to be, right? Where are we going? What are we
Yeah.
going to do there? What are we going to see? And we like that. But then on the other hand, in life, where we cling onto the securities, especially like, for example, many people have a job, right? Which gives you a certain security because you get a paycheck every month, and you have health insurance and all this kind of thing. So your life is sort of safe and grounded.
Hmm.
And I remember that that part was for me never played a role. I was always thinking, what is it that I actually want to achieve? What is it that gives me the most pleasure and energy? Because I knew that if I feel energetic, I can do whatever, and that that I will put enough effort to create something. But it's not always that easy, because I still attach myself to to people, to just relationships, whether if it's with a pet, or if it's with the loved ones. This is very human thing, I think, right? That you make that connection, and then when it's suddenly gone, you're not like, oh, whatever, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna go on with my life, right? It's not easy. There's still this part of us that has that missing part, and maybe that's what we are afraid of. I don't know, what do you think?
Yeah, I think a lot of what you said is extremely relevant for what most of us do in our lives, and the connection that we have with people or ourselves, and whether it's expectations or creating dreams and meeting them, or becoming successful in whatever that definition is for you. That is something that we all seek. And if you do actually obtain that aspect of what you're searching for, it's very difficult to take a step back from it in order to let go and say, I can take a deep breath. I just achieved what I set out to achieve. And now I can set that down, be happy that I've achieved what it is that I was set out to do, or be happy that I'm in the relationship that I wanted to be in, or be happy that I have a connection with coworkers, or if it's, yourself, or if it's a pet or a family loved one, and accept that for exactly what it is, not for what it could be or what it should be. And your ability to let go of the fear that it might or could be something else or different is one of the bigger scares that most of us have in our lives, which is why a lot of us, as you had just stated, you get into a job because you have this stability. Your paycheck is there, your insurances, that maybe you have retirement aspects in there, and those are all safe and comfortable things. And in order to let go of that safety, you have to take a risk. And that risk is sometimes really, really, really scary.
Yeah.
But it's worth it if you have the ability to learn what it means to like let go of. You're gonna learn no matter what it is you choose to do, no matter what the instance is, no matter what you choose to put your effort and time into, you're going to learn. So that's where I choose to focus my time and effort in whatever it is that I choose to do, so that I can let go of the positives or the negatives or what will or might not be. And that just allows me a little bit more freedom in the way that I choose to work with, even in trading and as well as in business and life. And I'm sure you probably do something, very close to the same, if not, um, at least not mirroring it. Yeah.
It's so interesting what you said about expectations, because or actually a fear. The part of the fear, I think it's what paralyzes people the most and makes us cling onto things.
Mm-hmm.
If you really think about it, it makes impossible for us to actually enjoy what we already have,
Mm-hmm.
what we are clinging onto, because a lot of times we are afraid that we are going to lose it.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of being present in the moment and say, things are going actually great, right? I have a great relationship. I have a great place to live. I have a great job. I do things, and actually everything is going well. Getting into like, but what if I lose it?
Mm-hmm.
What will happen if I don't have a job? Like
Yeah.
what, even like with trading, right? Okay, so you're sitting here, you haven't taken even a trade, there is no even danger, and you're already thinking, what if I lose? What if I lose my whole account? What if I don't reach my goals? And it just make all these fears, irrational fears. Yes, the chance that it's going to happen bigger when you keep thinking about it, but just not being able to release that and letting it influence your life, I think that's the one thing that I have always been able to step over. And this is what people call courage. I never really considered myself courageous, but yes, I am scared often about the
Yeah.
things that I'm about to do because I have the same fears as everyone else, what might happen. But I realize that those are the fears that are just in my head, that this has nothing to do with the actual reality. So if you expect that something is going to happen, you are going to cling on to things much more than if you expect that you can trust yourself and that you know that you have the ability to control that part, that say, okay, it's up to me how far I go and what decisions I make. And I think probably that's what, like, if I think about it, how I let go of things, I think that that's the part where it helps me to be courageous, really focusing on those positive things that I know I can gain from making the steps and stepping out of my comfort zone, instead of just sitting in there and clinging onto something that's, everything is uncertain anyway. Like clinging to something just doesn't help for it not to pass, right?
100%. The key term that resonated with me in that is uncertainty. And no matter what it is you do in life, nothing is ever certain. So when you attach yourself to any sort of outcome or certainty or expectation that you believe is going to be coming true or not coming true, either which way you decide to choose to view it, you have to be able to figure out a way to let go, truly let go of all of that, to be able to finally understand that the only thing that you can ever truly experience is sitting in front of you right now. That's it. You can't, I mean, we talk about futures and trading, but I mean, even the term futures and trading is a little bit absurd because you're never going to be able to trade in the future of what you're trading. You can only trade the actual moments of things that are in front of you. And this is the only place that you have an opportunity to let go of everything else you've ever experienced. Because specifically in trading, you're only going to have one option and one opportunity in this moment. That is purely the only option you have. So you have to be able to figure out how to let go of whatever it is that is causing you roadblocks or fears or challenges or hurdles. And once you finally realize that no matter what it is you choose to do, you ultimately are the one that handles the decision to do it. And nobody else is going to come in to save you. Nobody else is going to come in to make the decision for you. Nobody's going to take over your trading account and then start trading all of your money for you and make you a ton of money or lose you a ton of money.
Right.
It's you.
Yeah.
You're the only one that has the decision and the power to let go of your fears, your challenges, and your roadblocks in order for you to get to where you need to be in whatever terms of success that you decide to define them as.
Maybe one thing that makes us cling on to things is that we hope that if we do, we can stop them from going away, not realizing that everything is changing and everything is moving forward, right? Just like the earth is constantly turning, the seasons are changing, the whole nature, the universe is constantly reshaping itself. For some reason we try to stop it and say, oh, this feels good, I'm just going to hold on to this as long as I can. But the paradox of it is that eventually anything that you hold on to, even something that feels good right now, will turn into a source of pain because you will have to let it go eventually. There's just like no way not to let go. Just take losing trades, right? When you get stuck in a losing trade and you still lie to yourself, okay, I can maybe make it better. And you even are able to make yourself feel good about it. It's like, okay, I'm actually doing something to make it better. There is a point where you finally have to let it go. You will have to get rid of it at some point. And now, yes, maybe few times you will be lucky and you will get out even with the profit if you're very lucky. Most of the time you will get out with pain, right?
Yes.
And now you can ask yourself, like, what is the reason why I'm holding on to this? Because the pain of holding onto it is bigger than actually letting it go at the very first moment when you realize, that's not good.
I wholeheartedly agree. The pain will last longer than your freedom of letting it go.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we all hang on to things that don't serve us to the extent that we wish they would. And holding on to that pain is and will always be a deterrent in no matter what it is you choose to do in life.
Yeah.
Because when you hang on to something that is either didn't come true or you've failed at, whether it's a trade, whether it's an option, whatever it is that you're choosing to do, even in life, the longer you hold on to it, the less present you are to be able to let go of really the past of what things have happened. And once you do that, you have the ability and the freedom and the space to finally get to where you can go, okay, I accept that the pain is no longer needed because I realize what I had done and what I need to do moving forward.
Yeah.
Because pain will always keep coming back in your life and it will keep reminding you something until you've learned the lesson that it's trying to teach you. So the faster and quicker you have the ability to let go of all of that pain in life and trading, the faster you're going to be able to get to where you need to be. And when you get to where you need to be, I promise you one thing. It's going to change as soon as you get there.
Right. Right.
It will.
So,
It
right.
will change as soon as you get there.
When you were talking, I'm going to get a little bit personal. I had to think about how often we get stuck in relationships that don't serve us.
Mm-hmm.
And when I look back many, many years ago, I have been stuck in a relationship that I knew wasn't good for me, but I still tried. I was putting so much effort and I was trying to fix it. And just like with, a losing trade, I was doing everything to fix it. And it took me 2 years of my life to realize that all I was doing was really hurting myself. It took me 2 years. And when finally I decided to let go, because the facts were there, it was
Yeah.
obvious. But you see, the process of letting go, it almost has like phases, right? Like there is a phase of acknowledgement, of becoming aware. It's like, okay. And then just like, the phases, the different steps of grief, I think the different
Mm-hmm.
steps of letting go has also different phases where you first realize that. And then if I look at my own process, then you realize, okay, you know what? Maybe I can fix it. Like, let me see
Mm-hmm.
what are the solutions. And then you put a lot of work into it. You get really, really tired. And then you finally come to the conclusion that you could have at the very beginning. It's like, what am I doing? What am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
I am running out of energy. I am completely, now it's me who is hurt the most, while
Mm-hmm.
the other side, like it was just me bouncing against the wall. You know what I mean? So
It is.
it's just so interesting how the process of letting go teach us something. And I think what it taught me, and that's what I realized, it was also coming up later on in my trading when I started noticing the patterns that I was taking from my private life into my trading, was
Mm-hmm.
everything about boundaries. I was not able to set my boundaries and to say to people, but also to the market, this is how far I let you in. This is how far I let you hurt me. This is the level. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a it's a brilliant way to weave into how we choose to go about life and how we choose to go about trading. And there's a million of us that have made tons and tons and tons of mistakes, me included, in the market and trading and aspects that we choose to do. And I do truly wholeheartedly believe that is same as your story. The lessons we have to learn in life will also help us become better traders. And my situation was not too far off from yours. After I had gone through a divorce a little over 12 years ago, it was an incredibly difficult scenario for me to understand the concepts and process of not trying to fix something and then rather trying to understand the outcome of why, and then being able to say, okay, I've made some mistakes. I know where I can improve. And the relationship that we were in was not the healthiest for both of us. And that's okay. And being able to learn from it and let go of an unhealthy situation, which is very reminiscent of letting go of a terrible trade,
Right.
that it's just going to sit and be an anchor. And then rather than trying to keep pulling that anchor up to surface and throwing it on the boat so that you can keep going with it, just let it be. Cut the anchor, let it go where it needs to be, which is down underneath and does not need to come back to the surface because you've learned the lessons that you needed to learn in order for you to move forward.
Right.
And there's no difference between the mistakes you make in life to the mistakes that you make in trading. And if you keep repeating the same steps in life, you're going to keep repeating the same steps in trading. So I agree wholeheartedly.
So is that's really the realization of asking yourself that question: what is happening here, and is it working?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is it what I'm doing right now? Is it working? Because sometimes we get stuck holding on to something that is clearly not working, and it is so fascinating how stuck we can get on that, even when we see it's not working. Why do you think that is?
I can tell you that from my personal experience in my world, from all of the mistakes that I have made through most of my life and trading and relationships, business, and everything that goes along with it, is I had to learn the lesson that I needed to let go of the aspect that when I enter into something, that I have to benefit me first. Because if I'm going to enter into anything that I do and it has to only benefit me first, I've already set out a parameter that this is not going to be successful for both parties. So I've had to be able to let go of the ego side of, okay, even if I'm wrong, I have to be able to let go of that because normally your ego keeps yelling at you, no, you weren't wrong because you did this, this, and this. So try to prove yourself because this, and this were the right decisions. So keep going. You can definitely do it. Just keep going. You'll finally get to the point where you're right. And when you figure out a way to let go of that so that you can enter into a relationship or a trade or whatever it is to make sure that both sides are going to benefit from that, those are very different parameters and aspects of learning how to let go. And in trading, it's a little bit more difficult because you don't have anything for the market. But when you enter into the position, whatever it is that you're trading, you have to be able to analyze what's in front of you, and the market is giving you something, and you have to give the market back something. And in order for that to become successful, there has to be a give and take between both ways, and there has to be something in the relationship as well. And when you enter into something and you know that you and the other party are going to do your best to make the best version of whatever it is you can out of you, them, and the relationship, that's when you can fully let go of your long-term expectations of what things should or shouldn't be, your short-term expectations, whatever the goals are that you have. When you can get the best out of you, the person sitting across from you, and the relationship, you've already won. And in trading, when you can get the best out of the market dictations that are given to you, you will become successful at what you do because you're giving and taking exactly what's needed in the situation that's presented to you rather than force feeding whatever it is that your ego is, or whether you want to demand your right, or this is, I know it's going to go this way. None of us have any idea really where anything is going to go. So you have to be able to cultivate that idea and concept of truly letting go of the expectations and concepts of what you believe things might or might not be.
100%. And we really don't have a choice, right? We have expectations, and I think that makes it very difficult to let go
It is.
because we hold on to our expectations the most, even more than to the things, right? It's more like we don't want to disappoint ourselves or other people, and that's where a lot of struggle comes and a lot of resistance is, but I really want it this way. I want this from the market. I want.
There it is.
The funny thing is, I truly believe that we always get what we want. The only thing is that we make it really difficult for ourselves by clinging onto the ways that we want it. We have expectation how things should go for us to achieve, in order for us to achieve something. So if I have a goal, I have a very linear way of thinking. This is how I see this should go. And I attach to this, right? Now, when you focus on what you want and you make effort to get there, you get a lot of signals on the way that show you this is much easier way to get there. But no, but this is not how I want it. I want to do it this way. And this is where we start to resist when things become struggle, and like whatever you resist persists, right? So then you start struggling and you push it and you push it and then you push it away from you. And now it seems like everything is a struggle in your life. Well, if you don't attach to the certain way how things should happen, how you have envisioned it exactly to happen, it's just so much easier. And it's easier to go with that flow because you are not clinging onto anything.
Agree. And now that you say that, let me ask you, would you rather have what you want, or would you rather have what you need?
Very good question. That's a really good question, because I truly believe, and this is what manifests in my life, I already have everything I need. So there is really not anything that I need because I already have everything and it just comes to me. I have a lot of things that I want, but I also have a belief that they will come. So I don't really see those things separate from each other. You know what I mean? And the funniest thing is, like, I don't feel like I need anything.
Sure.
Maybe because I have everything I need. And I get everything that I want because I constantly focus on what I want. And I believe that it's going to come there. So it starts manifesting in my life. So it's a kind of a circle. I don't know if that answers your question, but when I'm thinking about it, it's like, I never really think in terms of like, oh, I need that. Oh yeah, if I go to grocery store, I was like, oh yeah, I need water or whatever. I want to say milk, but I don't drink milk. So it's the first thing comes to my head.
One of the reasons I asked that question is because I feel like, knowing you and your story on how you've been able to be as successful as you are and pivot as you needed throughout your life, I feel as though that's probably the explanation on why you're very good at letting go. Even though you didn't realize that you were good at letting go, your perspective and mindset is already steeped in, you have everything you need. And if you have everything you need right now, it's okay to let go of things you want.
Yeah.
Because you already know that you're in a place that you can find your happiness because you have everything you need.
I was thinking the other day about how I constantly practice the art of letting go by challenging myself and create new changes in my life. So I move most of the time every 3 years, which creates a lot of commotion, as you can imagine. Like, I cannot even imagine to live in one house for more than, like, people live sometimes for 20 years, 10 years. I'm like, I don't know how you do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I have always been like that. Literally, I change
Mm-hmm.
the interior decorations every season, in my house, like colors and everything. I constantly create change to remind myself that everything is changing around and nothing will be the same. And I don't want to get stuck in that expectation,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's about things, places, or even people. I don't want to expect that my husband is going to be the same all the time. I actually really welcome when I see changes and I'm looking for those things like, oh, I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, that's it. But I think that actually rings true with part of your incredible success at what you do is your ability to deal with change and invite it and welcome it. And if it's not there, maybe you're the proponent of creating it. And as we all know, everyone sitting here listening, the only thing that is constant in the market is change. And if you are comfortable with it and you get into the ability to relish in the change and figure out how to be successful in it, that's why you and a lot of us are successful in what we choose to do in the trading in the markets, because change is so consistent that we don't see it any other way. So being able to let go of the stagnancy of a lot of what we have in life becomes very, very relevant when we stare at a 10-minute chart or a day chart or a week chart or a monthly chart, whatever it is that you choose.
It has not always been like that, and I really want the listeners to be aware of the fact that this is not something you get born with. It's like, oh, someone is just has easiness of letting go. No, because we all have, I think, we have been taught and we grew up in a world where we attach ourselves to things. And especially in my culture, you have to own the house. You have to, like, everything is like, it has to be yours. So very much ego driven as well. And, for your sanity, let's say, you can own the house, but you also have to realize, like, if you take a mortgage, it's not really your house. You know what I mean? It's like, just put things in perspective that help you to feel like, yes, it's there for you. You can use it, enjoy it, but it's not really something you should attach yourself to just because you own it, or sort of own it.
Sort of, and it's air quotes. And one of my, actually, it's great that you say that, because one of my favorite quotes that I have posted around, I write it down even in my notebooks and even in my trading journals and all that stuff, is I have a quote that I wish I could give credit to the person that said it, but you've never seen a U-Haul attached to a hearse. So you own nothing. Even though you may think you own something, whatever that is, you believe and you hang on to, and you steep your ego in it and you steep yourself in it. And that is your built of confidence. And this is mine and I own this.
Right.
Someone else will own it at some point in time. It's not truly yours. You're not taking anything with you.
Right.
Even
Right.
all the money, even all the failures of trades and positives of trades and the account that you're trading in, you're not taking any of that with you.
Right.
You're not attaching a U-Haul to any hearse.
Yeah.
So let go of even the concept that the home is yours. It was somebody else's. You bought it from somebody else. Even if you built it, someday somebody else will own it. It's a fraction of time in the vast expansion of who you are,
Right.
but it has nothing to do with the end all be all of what you bring to in life and how you choose to operate. So letting go of even the concepts that you truly don't own, the things that you may think you own,
Yeah.
is a very large overall concept that I I hope everyone would be able to put some effort and time into, because I do promise you it will help you let go of the positive and the negative traits that you have in your trading book.
I just wanted to say, like in trading, that's a great principle to have always in front of you. It's like this is a constant exchange. The moment you're buying, someone is selling. The moment you're selling, someone else is buying. It's a constant exchange. You don't attach yourself to anything. But the thing you also pointed out say something about not attaching yourself to anything as reflection of your own value,
Mm-hmm.
because no matter what you own, no matter how much money you make or how much money you lose, it doesn't say anything about you, whether you're a
Mm-hmm.
loser, you're a winner, because those things are changing and they can
Mm-hmm.
change so quickly. We actually see it in the market now. People who were extremely successful suddenly, they're hated by people. It's like things change and they can change quickly, not just quickly towards bad, but they can also change quickly towards good. As long as you
Mm-hmm.
put the efforts into the right things, your focus into the right things, and
Mm-hmm.
not attaching yourself to something that is not permanent.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's, I think,
Agreed.
the thing. Like when you attach yourself to the wins and you feel good about yourself, you know that in trading there will be a point where you will be taking losses, so that's what makes you feel
Yeah.
bad about yourself. You just attached yourself to something that you know is passing. It's
Yes.
not constant. So there is like a very easy explanation, like people are on an emotional roller coaster. Stop attaching
Mm-hmm.
yourself to things that are not anchored, right?
Don't don't jump on. Just watch it go. That's okay. The roller coaster is still, you can ride with nobody in it. That's fine. You can wave to it as it just keeps going up and doing circles and flips. That's fine. Let go.
Right. Yeah. So that, speaking of emotions, I like to describe emotions as, the energy that is energy in motion. And you probably, there's a lot of people talking about energy in motion as emotion, but I like to describe it in a sense that, in a way that it enters your system, and because you are also energy, right? And emotion
Mm-hmm.
is coming and comes through your system. And depending on how it feels, like if it's a negative emotion, a lot of times we try to suppress it,
Mm-hmm.
which means that we are stopping something that wants to move. And then we wonder, oh my God, why do I feel so bad? Well, you are holding on to something that is negative. Let it go. You can't. What do you mean you can't? Let it go. That's just so simple. Like just let it pass. If you don't start thinking about it, talking about it, if you don't cling onto it, it's gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to go because it's the principle of energy. It's moving. So
It
the
is.
moment you don't stop it, it's gonna move.
Yeah.
But the same with good emotions. They're coming in, and now you're like, oh, this feels good. Let me hold on to it.
Mm-hmm.
And before you know, you're like, oh, I have to let it go. And now you feel bad again because you have to let it go. It's like, what is it with this holding
Yeah.
on to things?
It is. It's a crazy dichotomy when you think about it. For when something feels so good, you feel bad when it let go. When you finally let go of it because you want it back, and then when something feels bad and you finally feel good because you let go of it. And it's vice versa in the same instance of, no matter if something's good, you let go, you feel bad. If something's bad, you let it go, you feel good. It's the same constant ebbs and flows that the ultimate end all be all of both of those scenarios is the one constant theme of letting it go.
Yeah. You know that the concept of uncluttering your house or your
Yes.
wardrobe and stuff, everyone feels good about that, right?
Yeah.
Everyone says, oh my God, it's finally so much room. I feel so much better.
Ah,
So
slider. Oh, yes.
so we like letting go,
Yeah.
but then we are afraid to let go. It's
Mm-hmm.
just fascinating topic. And I really hope that we got some good food for thought for people here, while just brainstorming about it without any expectation.
No expectations of letting go of rundowns and structure and anything like that. Truly, just letting it go. This is a prime example of how you can just thrust yourself into the position to truly let it go. and we're doing it with a podcast, but this is what we chose to do it, and this is our format. And it doesn't have to be your format, but the idea and concept of just letting it go try it somewhere, some way, some shape or form in your own life today. It doesn't have to be huge. We're not saying, go do a massive step, but try it. Just go, let it go.
Just one last thing. A lot of times we are afraid to let things go its own course and just see what's coming, is the fear of showing yourself, of showing who you are, and be afraid of the judgment, right?
Mm-hmm. Very
Greg,
true.
what if nobody is going to listen to this episode? Oh my
Mm-hmm.
God, what if someone puts a negative review? Like, what are these people talking about on this podcast? It's a trading podcast. What are they doing?
Sure. And those aspects, I've experienced a ton of those in my high pressure career. And at the end of the day, none of those negative aspects, that whether it be in your life or anyone else's life, that you have to be able to show up and do your best with what you have. And when you can let go of the negative aspects or the positive outcomes or the accolades or the detriment that may come with it, showing up and doing the best you can with what you have is the best way for you to fully let go of whatever comes next. Because if you show up with reservations and you try to reserve yourself and you try to put off some sort of, a little bit a toe in the water of how people might see you, but you don't want to be truly authentic, and then you are going to get a lot of negative feedback and confusion, and you might get some accolades. But
Right.
either it doesn't make a difference if you truly authentically show up and do the best you can with whatever it is that's presented in front of you. No matter if people hate it or love it, you're
Right.
okay with it because you can let go knowing you did your best.
You know what's really interesting in my experience is every time when I used to try to be perfect, because I was a very good example of being perfectionist. And I would prepare myself really well. Like, this is exactly what I want to say. And then I would do actually really well. I would do a presentation or something and I would do really well. Afterwards, it was really difficult for me to let go of a critique that I could have done better.
Yeah.
Now, when I just show up, yes, of course I prepare because I have things I want to say and I want
Yes.
people
Yes.
to have value and quality, but I show up as me. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, take it or leave it. This
Yeah.
is me, right? Immediately after, I completely let go because I know that this was the best I could have done. I was just myself. What else can I do than just be myself?
You cannot.
And I think that's also what really helps to let go of those expectations, the
Mm-hmm.
self-critique and the perfectionism. Is like, you are already perfect as you are. The universe made you, and yes, there's always room for improvement, but you have done your best, right?
Yeah.
So there is not something you can now hold on to and start punching yourself in your face like, oh, you're terrible. And so I think that just having that self-compassion for yourself is a big part of being able to let go of things that don't serve you.
I agree wholeheartedly. And I will, as a nugget, I will tell you, I think one of the greatest books that I've ever read is The Creative Act by Rick Rubin. And for someone who has had the immense amount of success that he has had in the music industry, to hear the way he approaches even how he does with artists and music and releasing of albums and songs and all of that, it is truly one of the most eloquently ways for you to be able to figure out how to let go. Because when you sit down, he always says, when you sit down to do whatever it is, you have to be comfortable at the end of the day with the product that you're going to release to the world, and then let go. Because it's never going to get out to the world. No one's ever going to see it. No one's ever going to critique it, and no one's ever going to love it if you just don't let go. Which is the same thing in trading. You have to be able to ask for help and let people see where you have traded wrong, where you have traded successfully, how you traded it, why you traded it, all of those aspects, so that it's not a critique and it's not a praise. It's just an ability to get better.
Yeah. And that applies also to your own valuation of when you make mistakes, just let go of the self-talk, the ruminating thoughts of beating yourself up, and just see what you can learn and make a step forward.
Yeah. It is. I highly recommend it if you have some free time. It's not a difficult book to read, but Great Back by Rick Rubin will definitely help you understand the ideas and concepts of letting go.
Fantastic. I'll put the name of the book in the comments or in the description, so that listeners can also grab a copy. Well, I have to say, I have really trouble to let go of this conversation.
I would love to be able to sit and chat for hours, but I feel as though we probably have some listeners that might be able to drown out after a few hours. So we may have to let it go.
Well, thank you so much, Greg, for being here. I always appreciate our talks, and I'm looking forward to the next one.
I can't wait. These are some of the funnest times of my week, and I always look forward to it.
Thank you, everyone, and speak soon. Take care. Thank you for listening to the Confidence in Trading podcast. If you are enjoying my show, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts and tell me what you like about it. Thanks to you, more traders will be able to find me, and together we'll make a bigger impact. So thank you so much. If you are new to my show, don't forget to subscribe so you can come back for the next episode. And make sure to also check some of the previous shows. Thank you again for tuning in. This is Agnieszka Wood from Ahead Coach. Bye for now.